Hello, hello, JJ DiGeronimo here. I'm so honored to join all of you again this week. As you know, we work together, together we seek to demystify spirituality and really talk about the different practices out there that can help you move through your energy, find places to let go, and also find places to fill up. So, Edit B Kiss has been with me before. Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, JJ.
Hello. And we reconnected because she is expanding and exploring her practices. I love her story because she started off as a petroleum engineer and moved into a holistic healer. And that resonates with me because you may or may not know I've been a computer engineer and I've moved into the spiritual space. So I feel like there is anything is possible with your career and also your journey. So, Edit, how have you been since we spoke last time?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. And then I'm very excited now about my school community because I see that more and more people is just, wants also a community, not just the healing itself. But when I ask my clients like, what do you love about our program? And they were like, that we are more people in there, we are a community, we can share things, not about the results. I was like, okay. So yeah, the school community I'm very proud of. And then also my new book I just published recently, actually in October, is the Gap Filler Success. Is simple steps to reach your goals. But why is it interesting is because there is two parts of this book. One part is for people who's more strategic, not that spiritual, don't believe in law of attraction or manifestation. And then they are like, okay, what steps I can take to fill the gap, between the reality and my future goals. And then that's why I give them lots of steps to do so, and they can implement. And the second part of the book is more spiritual, is for people who also implement like strategies from astrology, numerology, also healing, subconscious reprogramming to reach their goals. So that's why it's again representing my engineering and my holistic side, the book as well.
Well, congratulations. As you know, we are a huge book community. Not only do we read books, but many of us are authors of books. So we'll definitely have to post it in Together We Seek so that people can check it out. And I love the idea of catching people where they're at because I too am working on my next book and I think it's a journey to awakening. And some people might recognize that these tools and techniques are available to us to move us along our path. And others may just think it's another job change or life's not working for them, not really tapping into some of the most beautiful, I think, energies and ancient wisdom that so many of us carry within.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very scary also for people. Sometimes when I talk about like, oh, let's do transcendental meditation, step into your unconscious, they're like, no, I'm fine in my conscious life. I don't want to go behind the veil. I don't want to experience my multidimensional existence because it's scary. So some people are actually just decided to not to awaken, kind of way.
Yes, awaken, remember all of that. And I feel like the planet is perfectly orchestrated for a lot of us because it grounds us in religion oftentimes that create barriers, I would say, to exploring talents, techniques, and tools that really help us illuminate our path.
Yes, absolutely. And when somebody is religious, their crown chakra is not that open. It's actually kind of narrow, is kind of closed, their crown chakra, because they just accepting like one kind of information, because light is information. What we invoke, the light, the prana energy, is information. So when their crown chakra is closed because they are religious, they only have a little bit of light coming in or information, and they close themselves off from the so much magic, what is still there.
I love that, opening up that crown chakra. And today we're going to explore a technique that's completely new to me. I'm sure I'm not going to say it exactly right, but is it Adiyogi Shiva?
Yes, exactly. You said it right. So it's Adiyogi Shiva Techniques. Yes, it's from the Kashmiri Shivaism. It's from Kashmir. So my karma guru was coming to actually visited Hungary that time when I was also working in Hungary, and I'm originally from Hungary actually. But that time was a very interesting time because I was just back home for a new job, and then he was coming because he was invited by a group of people. So he was teaching karma yoga healing, and in the karma yoga healing, he was also saying that this is the science of consciousness, and this originated from Adiyogi Shiva, and this is like 60,000 years old techniques. And one of the Adiyogi Shiva technique is the samadhi meditation. It's a very powerful meditation when you activate not just the 7 chakras but the 8 as well, your the star chakra, so a star chakra, and then you activate the pineal gland. And that's actually helps you to transcend. And it's a very powerful technique. When I did it for the first time, I was flabbergasted. I was vibrating in my whole body. My cell level healing started to going on. And then I also had lots of synchronicities, lots of serendipities. People started to appear from my past lives. And then I had started to have visions. It wasn't scary. No, it was very magical. It was very comfortable as well, because I felt more closer to the other side, which means I felt more support as well. Like, oh my God, no, my path is more lighted up on the way. So it was really great. And then it's not just the meditation, but when you transcend, you can do so many other things. The samadhi meditation is just the beginning. And then when you transcend, you can actually access the family unconscious for healing ancestors. And then also you can access your own unconscious to heal your PTSD, in the memories. And then you can also do other like karma healings, healing your own karmic debts from past lives. So it's a very powerful tool. And then it's just and you can also use it to communicate with ascended masters, spirit guides, and bring them into your realm to help you. And you don't need to do these things alone, obviously.
I love that. I love that it opens up the pineal gland, the crown chakra and above, and it gives you connection to the other side. And so, when this gentleman visited Hungary, you happened to be there. And did you go to a class? Did you sign up with him? Like, how did this get in your?
It was really interesting. I was a contractor engineer that time. I already left my 9 to 5, and then I was like, oh, I have so much time, and then basically I was invited to translate because he speaks English. He was spoken English, and then everybody was Hungarian, so they invited me to help with translation. And I couldn't translate him because his accent was very strong, and then I didn't know this vocabulary either, about science of consciousness, how to say those things in Hungarian or whatever, or even in English. So basically I ended up translating the booklets, the workbooks, the documentations. And I also translated his private sessions with Hungarians, because he also did some 2 hours private sessions, the source memory healings, when he did the deep healing. And I really was so grateful to be there in person, and then do that private session. And basically that's how I started. And then because I loved it so much, and because it started to shift my life, just being on one meditation, I actually applied for the coming courses, so that course I didn't complete it because I was there just to translate. But then the next courses I applied, and then I went, and then I did the basic one, the advanced, and then other things as well. So for like 2018, 2019, and 2020, I was going on to his retreats, his trainings, and then trained in ancestral healing and family constellation therapies and other levels of his studies. Yeah.
How serendipitous that you were really hired as a translator, and it ended up to really feed your next level of work here on the planet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So these techniques, they are breathwork techniques, they're movement techniques, they're meditation techniques. How do you really categorize the Adiyogi Shiva techniques?
Yeah, it's mostly meditation. So it's mostly sitting still in meditation and connecting in meditation state with those multidimensional existence, with the unconscious, with the family unconscious. So doing all the work on a transcendental state, basically, all the healing work. We also do pranayama practices, which other yogis practice, like doing the breathing technique. We also do some breathing, like Kundalini awakening. So that's also also part of this, but we mostly working on a transcendental state and then healing all of our layers in that transcendental state, and then we bring the results into our reality, basically.
Wow. And all of that, the meditation, the Kundalini, the breath work, that really helps you with like I think your nervous system and the carrying of this energy. So many of us carry energy, as Corby said a few episodes, that's not ours. And does it help you sort of unroot those bodies of energy that are not serving you?
So when we're talking about like your current energy, or what you surround you, or your energy body, that's depends on your emotions, right? Like what kind of emotions you feel, and also like what energies around you, like entities, spirits, souls, right? So when you in a low vibrational emotions, like you feel triggered and you feel sad and angry and desperate and guilt and shame, then you have a low vibrational energy. What happens is that your aura is also breaking and your chakras is also getting blocked. And that's causing also some health issues, because the blocked chakras are actually, the chakra system is completely aligned with your gland system. So the glands are the first affected by it, and your chemical production, your hormonal production. So just being in a low vibrational energy and then that emotions is already causing you well-being issues. And then because your aura is breaking, the entities or spirits or souls can also enter your energy field and then enter your physical body to use it for addictions, to cravings, any kinds of cravings. They can hijack your body actually if your aura is not enough strong, and keep them away. So that's why there are certain practices when we actually deal with these spirits. How can we release them to the light? There is a meditation, another Adiyogi Shiva technique. This meditation is an ancestral defect release. When we actually send these spirits to light, so you start to feel much lighter, you start to feel more energized, more moving forward, and also you feel like you stop certain cravings you had, or you are more in control basically of your own body and your own mind than you used to be. So there are so many techniques like this. And then for the energy cleansing, like already the samadhi meditation is spinning the chakras, clearing the chakras. You can do this meditation on a daily basis basically. So when you get triggered, feeling a bit off because of negative emotions, you do the samadhi meditation, and then basically you clear your chakras by that.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. So someone who's listening is like, yes, I want to clear my chakras. I want to release the cravings. I want to give my glands a break and get them working in conjunction. How do they get started, or how many meditations do they have? Is there several meditations? Is there a guided path? Like what is the next step for people?
Yes, there are several meditations. So I have in my school community, which is called Release with Ease, because this is really a very gentle method, very profound, but very gentle. So that's why I really love it. That's why I was so excited about it and to show it to people, because you can literally like gently go through those traumatic experiences and heal them and release them, and then step into, other dimensions and get the healings or whatever you need, because it's very straightforward, very gentle, very profound. So basically I have a school community which called Release with Ease, and then when they join that, it's a free community. When they join, there is a meditation library with several meditations helping with intoxication, karmic debts, also healing, also doing the samadhi meditation, the chakra cleansing. There are many meditations also for manifestation. So I highly recommend everyone to join the school community and get access to these magical tools.
Oh, that's amazing. And they can join it by just using the link below and going through the steps. And I think that's awesome. And I'd like to really kind of talk a little bit about the ancient lineage. We talked a little bit about that on some of our calls. And I feel like for many people, like how does that play into it? Because a lot of us just think about our body as it is right now, the emotions we're going through, the relationships we have. Where do you see sort of the ancient lineage kind of coming through, or even the ancient weight that we're carrying?
Yeah, there are different ways how we can look at it. Like we also have several lifetimes, right? That's also our ancient past.
7?
several. Like
Oh,
I could
several,
yeah.
yes, several
So
lifetimes.
some
Yeah.
of the people has 800,000 of lives already, you know, so that's really common, especially if you used to live in the ancient times, you know, like ancient Egypt and stuff, then you could have hundreds of lifetimes. So basically then you have your own ancient past, right? And then you get affected by that through those traumatic experience you went through. And then if you look at the ancestors, then the ancestral trauma can also come down on the lineage and the ancestral karma as well. So unfortunately we can inherit ancestral karma, which means we didn't do that, they did it, but we still get actually the same lesson, which means that the karma appears as a challenge or a lesson in our life, and then we have to make a decision. And if we make the same decision as our ancestors, then basically we fall into the karma and this keeps happening again, and it's going to be a bit heavy. But if we make a different decision, a better decision, and then our ancestors, we can stop the karmic cycle basically, and then we can stop it, you know, it's not going to lineage down way. So the ancestral trauma is we can also heal it through meditations. There are several meditations also in my school community for ancestral healing. So basically when you transcend and you step into the family unconscious, you can actually guide your ancestors as well, your soul families, through this healing as you guide yourself through this. So what is happening, so whatever trauma they went through is change their reactions, it's changed their habits, it's changed their beliefs, right? And then because of that, they started to behave differently, they started to have different habits, and that they gave it to their children, you know, as they were growing up, they gave to the other children. So basically is through belief systems, through actions, through habits, how we inherit actually their reactions to their trauma. And even though we were not in the trauma, we still have the similar beliefs, the similar behaviors, because that's what we've seen from them, you know, and the similar habits. And that's why, like, for example, certain illnesses can be inherited, because diabetes or heart disease, because how they reacted, what emotions they felt. Like we look like a child, you know, looking at the mom or the father, see their reactions, see their behavior. That's what we pick up. That's how we behave, and that's how we react. And that's why we build up the similar illnesses in our body as well. And for the food or the habits is similar. So that's why we can inherit. And then how you actually get out of it as well is through mindfulness, because science of consciousness is also mindfulness. Like what decisions you make today, like how you're going to change your habits, how you're going to change your beliefs. You don't want to react the same way as your parents, or you don't want to eat the same food, or you don't want to behave the same way. You can stop the cycle, you know, by making different decisions and by being more conscious about your actions. And it's just why is it not happening? Because many people is on autopilot, you know, many people is controlled by their subconscious, and then they are like, oh, it's really hard to change, it's really hard to shift, because whatever you change into is new, you know. Then you are afraid of the new things, you are uncomfortable with the new things, so you don't want to make those decisions to make that change or that shift, and then you fall into the same patterns as your parents. So that's how it works. And then the other thing, when you start doing the samadhi meditation, it actually helps you to make this transformation more effortless. That's the beauty of it. You know, if somebody is struggling with discipline, if somebody is struggling to make conscious decisions or being more mindful, then just start doing this meditation, and it's going to help you to make that shift more effortless.
Well, I love that. So to shift the karma, shift the habits, shift the beliefs, whether they're this lifetime or a past lifetime, whether they're in your ancestral lineage or not, doing these types of mindful meditations can help you release this energy. And people can do this and start today by going down and clicking on the school that you've listed below, and they can start listening to the meditations.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I think that's so powerful. I love the work that you're doing. I love the fact that you've shifted from an engineer to now you're a holistic mentor, success habit coach. You're a best-selling author and even you won a humanitarian award, and you're an international speaker. And I think for many of us, if we see it in other people, we can see it within ourselves. And I think having you here and talking about your journey and the serendipity of you meeting the Shiva and really integrating these techniques so other people can leverage them is such a beautiful journey.
Yes, it's really really was mind blowing how everything unfolded, and also when I started to have my clients, and they were really interested also to learn this technique to show their clients because they were like already healers, you know, like Reiki masters or angel healers, and they came to me for sessions. They said, "Oh, it's helping me more than a hypnotherapy, you know, this source memory healing. So I want to learn it so I can add it to my toolbox for my clients." And that was the time actually when the guru passed away in 2022. And there was like suddenly there was nowhere I could send them to learn, and I was like, oh my god, no, I have to create the course. So actually I created the course. So also I teach facilitators for this subject so that you can become a facilitator and do these techniques with your own clients. Yeah.
How beautiful. And I'm sure he's with you. And the fact that
Yeah.
he, removed himself from the planet at just the time that you were, pushing people his way and being like, no, edit, it's your time. It's your time to record the courses and to be the teacher.
Yeah, it's felt like that. And then every time I started the course, I always said, you know, gratitude to him. I always felt that he's there, he's watching. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I hope anyone listening will check out the courses below, check out the meditations. I know I'm heading there next. So hopefully you'll join me there. And I really just appreciate you joining and telling us about your journey and about the work that you've done that had brought you right here. And I just love the path that you're taking and the fact that you're illuminating not only your path, but the path for others.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love it. And for everyone out there, thank you so much for joining. We'll see you again here next time. And be sure, if you get in the community, to share who you are, how you got there, and the work that you're doing, because I feel like it takes all of us, and it takes a little bit of guts and a lot of authenticity to just really chat about where we are and where we're going, and the help we need, but also the people that have helped us along our path. So with that, Edith, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again here next time at Together We Seek.